everybody, Chris Kohler here with Wired.com. I'm here with Wired Magazine's Chris Baker. We are still at E3 in the middle of the show floor, which, Chris, is just as noisy and just as kind of glaring, but a lot smaller than at previous E3s.
No, it's not as noisy as previous E3s. There used to be a guy walking around with a decibel reader demanding that people turn it down because it could cause deafness. It's smaller, it's quieter, you may not be able to tell from looking, but it's a shadow of its former self.
It really is, Chris. E3 this year is really just about companies showing off what they're going to have for the holiday season. In many respects, games that have already been announced. But still, a lot of fun games on the show floor, even with E3 being downsized. What's one of your best games of the show so far?
The new Prince of Persia looks really good. It has a great art style. The control scheme is a little different from the last games, but just as rich and innovative. I think a lot of people will like it.
I really wanted to talk about Rhythm Heaven for the Nintendo DS. It's based on a Game Boy Advance game that only came out in Japan, but the DS version coming to America. They did not show it at their press conference, but it really is a very fun music game that hardcore gamers, I think, are really going to enjoy. You guys should definitely check that out.
Yeah, we just got the slightest little hint that there's going to be more Portal, but all Valve is showing here is Left 4 Dead, and that's plenty. Left 4 Dead is a fantastic sort of mix of survival horror and a straight-up shooter game. It is incredibly fun, very, very scary. Everything that Resident Evil 5 is trying to do, Left 4 Dead pulls off.
I also really had a great time today checking out, of course, Rock Band 2. We're going to bring you guys more information on that in the coming weeks, but we got to play their $300 super professional drum set that works with the game and has like 4 drum pads and 3 cymbals, and you can really rock out on that thing.
And I think both of us were really pleasantly surprised by Peter Molyneux's Fable 2. All the great promise that we saw in the last Fable game really seems to be coming together in this new one. It's looking really impressive.
Now, the big designers are still here. Just today, we spoke to Peter Molyneux. We even sat down with Shigeru Miyamoto of Nintendo to talk a little bit about his upcoming games. So in that respect, E3 is still the place to meet the movers and the shakers of the industry. But not a whole lot of console wars talk, Chris Baker.
Yeah, it was a very subdued presentation from all three of the big three console makers. Sony's basic message was, we may not have the goods this year, but we're going to still be there plug-in in 2013, 2014. Nintendo message, we don't even need you hardcore gamers anymore. We have the casual gamers. And
Microsoft's message was, we want all of you, hardcore, casual, buy the Xbox 360, please. Activision actually pretty much skipped this year's E3 because they left the Entertainment Software Association that puts on E3, but they had their own event in which they showed off some of their upcoming games, like Guitar Hero World Tour and the new Castle Wolfenstein and James Bond and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I would say in this new climate, the consoles are here. We all know them fairly well. It really is. It's more about those third-party developers, publishers.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the Rock Band 2 Guitar Hero fight is more knockdown drag-out than Sony Microsoft this year, for sure. But other than that, we really just wanted to talk about the vibe of E3 this year. Lots of empty hallways. There's not a whole lot of people here.
Yeah, I think in a lot of respects, people liked E3 because of the spectacle. It was this ordeal that we all went through together, and it really gave the media something to take pictures of. But the booth babes and the huge 3-story booths and 50-foot display screens, that's all gone. The games are still here, though.
In every respect, a smaller, more sober, and quieter E3.
Well, it's not that sober.
No, not at all.